Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Amir's podcast. I'm Amir, Artability, your host. This is where passion, discipline, and legacy comes together. And today we have a very special guest, a good friend of mine that I've known for over 30 years. And believe it or not, he would never say this to anyone because he's so humble. But the man that's sitting next to me is a 5 times world champion as an amateur and twice as a professional fighter, Mr. Erik Marshall. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. I know you wear many hats. You're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur. You have a promotion, martial arts promotion or kickboxing promotion. It's called Bite Down, Chin Down, Throw Down.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And also you were the owner of the EMK, Erik Marshall's Kickboxing. Is that correct?
Correct.
So welcome to the show, my friend. Thanks for being here.
Thanks
There's a lot of experience. It's good to have you. Erik has fought in the first Battle of Tampa Bay. I mean, we have a long history together. Erik was the first person who won the title at the first Battle of Tampa Bay as a main event fighter, and also he won the North American Championship title against the Canadian team in 1999. And we've been friends ever since and supported one another through, kickboxing events, championships, charity events. We've done a lot together. Thanks for being here, my friend. Please take over. Tell us about yourself and your work.
My work. Well, I've opened my gym in 2001. I started training in 93 and started fighting in 92. Started fighting in 93. I was fortunate to be in a stable of fighters that at one time we had 12 champions. Master Mike Hollabaugh was our trainer. And out of those champions, we had probably 5 of us that were world champions, a couple amateurs and 1 pro. And so that's kind of the stable I came from. Got thrown to the wolves because I was the little guy.
Man, I've seen so many of your fights. I was extremely impressed. I remember even before you fought in the Battle of Tampa Bay, I came to Bradenton, Sarasota when Sensei Hollabaugh was promoting shows and you were fighting in that card. The gentleman that you fought, Chad DiStefano, is that right?
Bad Chad?
Yes, he passed away, unfortunately. God rest his soul. I know you were very good friends with him, but I know you beat him for a title in the first battle. Tell me about Chad and your relationship with him.
We fought the first time, and then the second time, you put us in the ring together, and it was almost like we were sparring buddies, And I outpointed him, but we were so close even before that fight. We're like, oh, we got to fight each other again. But those are the relationships you build,
Absolutely. And Chad used to train with Tommy Battelle from New York.
Correct.
And then Tommy and I have been good friends, and he's brought fighters to the Battle of Tampa Bay for many years.
Yep.
And he was a world champion himself.
Yes, sir.
Tommy.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I know from your experience. I mean, who's your most favorite fighter when it comes to kickboxing in your career?
Like my idol, or
no?
Or
who was the most favorite person that you fought against?
Oh,
out of everyone you ever, I know you fought against Bobby Dixon. You beat him,
right?
Is that right?
I beat him for the trip to Australia.
Okay.
That was Corey Schaefer's first time sending an ISK American over, and he messed up the rules.
Corey did?
Yeah, he tells that story to this day. Sent Erik over there knowing he was a full contact fighter, and it was a low kick championship. So we had some different rules we had to go by, because I wasn't letting anybody kick my legs back then.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I was like, no. So I fought Steve Duet. He was a French kid, tough, very tough. I think my favorite one that I fought was, I think, Herman from my first professional world title. Mm-hmm. He was 30-0. It was his retirement. Mm-hmm. And I remember everybody telling me he kicks so hard, he's been knocking people out. And me and Mark Spaziano were fighting on the card in Atlanta. And he fought a kid from Nicaragua, and I fought Herman from Chile. And that was my most exciting fight. I was relaxed. I didn't have to lose weight. I was walking around 152. I fought at 152. And I think that was the most exciting part, because being so relaxed sounds weird, but I look up and on stage was my wife, and she was pregnant with KK. Mm-hmm. So she's pacing, and I'm just looking at her, and I'm just so calm. And Larry Jarrett, God rest his soul, and Spaz were in my corner. And they're just like, dude, you're doing great. You're doing great. And Mark drank my water, all my water. I didn't have any water after the 8th round. So I think that was the most exciting because it was my first 10-round fight. And we fought good with each other,
And throughout the whole entire career, your coach was Sensei Halba, is that right?
Correct.
Fantastic. Yep. And he's one of the best coaches. We all know that. And definitely. And he fought. Was he a world champion? He was scheduled to fight for the world title, but
he
then
fought
he did
and lost to a decision. But he was number 1 in the world, number 1 ranked.
Oh.
And then
And who was Sensei Halba's coach? Who?
At that time, Sensei Bill Slinker.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been inducted to the MMA Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, as you have.
Oh, thank
Congrats.
you. You should be there. Absolutely,
we'll be there. We'll be there.
Absolutely.
We bought some tickets. So.
Fantastic. Well, tell me about your experience with the Battle of Tampa Bay. I know you've been one of the main, pillars, I should say, of the Battle of Tampa Bay. Without you, we would not have the possibility to have the level of competition that we had. You brought a whole entire new level of professionalism with your skills and the way you train, and you made the Battle of Tampa Bay look even better. But we've been a great success ever since. But I want to know what your opinion is of the Battle of Tampa Bay, and we still work together. So
I think it's a great promotion. I remember somebody telling me, hey, this guy Amir's in town. He's going to watch you fight tonight. And you came to Bradenton. And I'm like, oh, wow. This big promotion time. And then I walked into the Bayfront Center at that time, and I'm like, holy shit, this is for real.
It
was great. Yeah, it was great. And then, the first one, me and Chad fought. And then the second one, I fought Trevor from Canada. And I think the best compliment I got from that fight was about 2 years ago. I put something on Facebook about me sweeping him. Uh-huh. And Mike Miles, his world-class trainer, told me that Trevor was the number 1 Canadian 145-pounder, and they thought they were going to walk through me. He goes, you fought the best Canadian fighter. And I was like, oh, wow.
I still have the pictures. I still have the video. I still watch it. You know what? I was so pissed off in that fight. Although I like Mike Miles, he's a great coach. But the other guy who was managing, I forgot his name, who was the manager for the Team Canada.
Right.
They pull a fast one on me. They were supposedly sponsored by Nike to travel to the United States to fight in the Battle of Tampa Bay. And a week before the fight, he calls me and said, we lost our sponsorship, so you need to pay for us. So it was a last minute thing. So I ended up having to, at that time, putting $12,000 on my American Express card so we would save the show. Because you have to understand, I have the first Battle of Tampa Bay. I mean, I have Bill Wallace is going to be the ring referee. We have Don the Dragon Wilson. We have, what was his name? Frank Dukes. And we have a lot of the martial arts celebrities. The first time, actually, I heard that Rick Rufus' brother passed away.
Duke passed away,
and he was there that night. Yep. Duke Rufus was, God rest his soul. I just got the news today. He was there that night. So I wasn't going to let the fight, be canceled. I mean, I would have lost my reputation. I mean, we had over $500,000 worth of a sponsorship, which was 30 years ago. That was like $5 million. Right. So I got really upset to the point that, I wasn't very nice to the guy, and he wanted to fight me that night. So, and I remember I called Corey Schaefer. I said, Corey, I want to put myself in the card. I want to fight this guy. He says, Amir, not a good idea. Yeah, this is, you cannot fight in your own promotion. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look. I said, I don't care. I'm pissed off. I want to fight. Well, we ended up, then the guy ended up not wanting to fight anyway.
Right.
So, which was a good thing. And but I saved the fight. I didn't want to. And that turned out to be the best Battle of Tampa Bay ever. I mean, think about it. Our first show to this day, that was the best show.
Yeah.
3,500 people showed up.
Yeah,
Mike Anderson could not believe it. Mike Anderson was there, one of the pioneers in kickboxing.
Yep. He's the one that...
Yeah, he was actually the commentator for the fight. And he says, I cannot believe this. There's only one karate school, one martial arts school put this together. I said, yes, with the help of everyone.
Right.
But it was definitely a great honor to have you, my friend. That was the best fight ever. And then, of course, after that, we had the rest of the battle was the legacy pretty much continued. So we have done 27 shows. We are scheduled to have our 28th show this November, November 8th.
Correct.
And you have always supported me. You have always brought fighters to the academy. I mean, to the Battle of Tampa Bay, and I cannot thank you enough for that. I mean, I really cherish this relationship, and I've seen your kids grow up. I remember how little they were. I remember your last Battle of Tampa Bay, the exhibition with your son.
Yes.
And we had the picture of you when you're standing in front of each other. You were looking down on him, and then now he's looking down on you. Which
Good
was
times,
a good feeling.
Good times, yeah.
And you still
Great
look
times.
good. I
Yeah,
think you still
appreciate
kick his butt, you know. But that was pretty good. Tell me, how does it feel? How does it feel like to be a father? And I mean, you've been married for a long time. You have a wonderful wife and two wonderful kids, and now they are part of the business. They help you out with promotion. They help you out with
Yeah,
everything.
it's
And
priceless.
I enjoy the relationship. Tell me about that.
It's priceless, you know. I'm so glad. Ethan and my fighter Galen stepped up. They're running the gym now. Gave me a break, you know, because I was running everything. You know, I didn't have any assistant trainers or anything like that. So to have them having my back feels great.
Oh, that's amazing, because
know.
you're a contractor. Is that right? You have a
Yeah.
business.
So
Yeah.
coming up to the fights that we just promoted, I will never take on a bathroom job 5 weeks before the fight. I was stressed out about that. I was stressed out about fighters. Not, you know, you got to babysit fighters. We know
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was the best show you have ever done, in my opinion. I mean, I've done a lot of shows. I've seen your other shows. I always enjoyed it. But to me, that was one of the best promotions I've seen in Tampa Bay area. And I'm so glad I was able to be part of it. Thanks for having us.
No, thank you for that.
And I'm definitely going to be on the next one for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
the quality of the fighters were great. The sponsors were great. The whole entire show and the way your son ran the place. I mean, the management was perfect. Everything. I mean, you know better than anybody else. No kickboxing show ever starts on time.
No.
Nothing is ever run smoothly. You know, and people are not organized. And you guys were just absolutely fantastic.
Appreciate it. Well, you know, I had a good role model with the Battle of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, right.
That's
So-
what we wanted it. We wanted it to be just like that, you know. I've seen so many shows, and who was very impressed was the boxers, because they're not used to that. They're used to just walking into a gymnasium,
Yeah.
you know, and you're fighting him and you're fighting him.
And it's
These
a
guys-
different culture.
Yeah,
I mean,
and they
yeah.
loved it. They were so impressed. You know, we took care of them. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the martial arts community. We have a lot of good fighters in Florida.
Yeah. Best
Some of
kept
the
secret, right?
some of the older guys, some of the guys that, in my opinion, they're legendary in their own way, like Orlando Rivera, who's going to be my next show. And we had the Graydon's family, you know, USA Karate, Jim Graydon,
yep.
Mark. These guys were
Great.
They ran great martial arts schools, they're great fighters. But out of everyone you know, who is your favorite? Who is your top favorite fighter or your idol or whoever that you have grew up liking? You know, if I may ask.
Well, it started out with Troy Dorsey.
Oh yeah, it was,
That's how I got into it, and then I started following Rick Rufus. But in the Florida area, I think one of the other best trainers was Steve Shepard. Rest in peace there, Steve.
Yeah.
But and then his fighters, we idolized those guys too, because they were clean, just like us. They weren't dirty fighters, and you knew if you're teamed up with Steve Shepard guy, shit, I need to get some road work in, you know, because you knew it was going to be a fight. And then after that, there was John and Cindy Ingram. They did all the commentating at Hollabaugh shows. Really respected those guys. You know, there's not just one, you know, there was so many. Like you said, we had Donna Judge, all the old school karate people, you know, that pushed you, pushed your limits, you know, pushed you to your limits. So I think that was good. And then, you know, meeting you guys, and then meeting Shihan, Gary Hellman. You know.
Gary is an outstanding
coach. Yeah, outstanding human being too.
He's bringing
know.
actually a fighter to the Battle of Tampa Bay on November 8th.
Very cool.
Yes.
Fighting Clayton, right?
Yeah, he's fighting Clayton, and last time, the same guy fought Pietro at your event, so he's
okay.
the same guy is fighting Clayton.
Very cool. Very
Yes.
cool. And that's what I think it is too, man, is bringing everybody back together. We separated so much, not you and I, but everybody else, and that was one thing I wanted to bring back for the BCT is
I think it's
bringing,
great.
You know,
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I'm glad that you're promoting because I always tell people we are not really in competition with each other. We complete each other.
Yeah.
That's just my philosophy when it comes. Not everybody see it that way.
Right.
You know, I always say that there is room for all of us. We all could succeed, and we all could support each other and help each other out. And you're definitely being there for us, and I'm going to try to always be there for you guys. Going back to, I want to ask your opinion. It's going to be funny answers, but I know, knowing you. Let's talk about some names. I've talked about this to Ralph Garcia when he was at the show. I want to call some names. I want you to tell me if they're fighters or not, in your opinion.
Okay.
What do you think about Steven Seagal?
He's good at what he does.
And Aikido, is that right?
In Aikido. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think can we give him credit for some of the UFC fighters' win that he took?
No.
He took credit for teaching
The front kick.
Anderson Silva to do a front kick. He cannot even lift his knee up.
Yeah. I think
himself.
Anderson Silva probably watched my videos.
Fantastic. What do you think about Chuck Norris?
He was a good point fighter.
Point fighter. But he was never a full contact fighter. Never.
No.
Not that I
Just
know
in his
of.
movie.
In the movies, yeah, of
Yep.
course. He did
Yep.
a fight against Bill Wallace.
He was known for his spinning back fist and spinning hook kick. So,
One of my favorite fighters of all time was Joe Louis.
okay.
What do you think about him?
I think he
heavyweight.
was a tough SOB.
He was a tough son of a gun.
Yeah.
I know that,
Yeah.
he trained the Graydon brothers
Right.
for many, many years. And I know David Bybee, who is a great fighter, outstanding fighter himself, trained under the same system
Correct.
for many years.
Right. Yeah.
So do you think that was a good fighter then?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, let's go back to some of the actors, and because people like to hear that. Because when you're a fighter and you're a coach, people like to ask, was Bruce Lee a fighter? Was he really a fighter? Was he a good martial artist? I mean, what do you call a martial artist? What is the difference between a martial artist and a fighter?
You can be a martial artist. I think it has martial arts as an umbrella, and you have all these different systems underneath it, People think martial artists are like kata and the weapons and the point fighting and stuff like that. A fighter's a fighter. Some of these guys, the old guys, including myself, came through a karate system, some martial arts system. A lot of new kids these days don't. They came from wrestling from high school. So they're not martial artists, they're just fighters. And I think that's the big difference. Both of them have disciplines, but I think...
is it safe to say that does kata and martial arts or forms serve any purpose?
That's a funny thing you ask. I thought they were so stupid. I still think, and I had to learn katas when I went to work for Golden Sidekicks, and I had to ask him at the time, you have to explain this to me. I can't just, what the hell what am I doing?
Yeah,
And
what is the real application? How do you put it?
So one of his students, Sammy, she used to ride with me. I used to pick her up in the after-school program. We'd get back to the gym, and she would teach me the katas. And I said, so what am I doing? She goes, you're blocking a low kick, and you're stepping in and punching. And she kind of broke it down. And I go, oh, it's a prearranged fight. That's all it is, a prearranged fight. So that's how I taught the kids, and it helped me. And I respect it. I mean, God, who was good at kata was Sensei Slinker.
Yeah.
Really good, Yoshikai. Yeah.
He did traditional karate.
Yeah, he taught Vicky Hollabaugh.
Vicky
kata.
trained also under Sensei Slinker?
Well, she's trained under Mike, but Sensei Slinker taught her Yoshikai kata, and she would go to all the tournaments and win.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And she was a great point fighter.
When I talk about kata, I really don't mean no disrespect because I've done kata. My background comes with kung fu.
Right.
All the animal forms we learn and a tiger form, a monkey, drunken monk, stuff like that. But I really could not understand the application. I look at it this way. You tell me if I'm wrong. You have kung fu fighters. They call their fighting system Sanshao or Sandao. Is that right?
Correct.
Thai guys call it Muay Thai. We call it kickboxing. No matter what style of martial arts they are, when you get in the ring, they do the same thing, punch and kick.
Right.
Except in Sanshao, you do takedowns also, when we do that in MMA. So in reality, I've never seen anybody come and fight somebody with a drunken monk. Is that right?
It's true.
I've never seen anybody fight anyone with the tiger claw or scorpion technique and stuff like that. So the only thing I could come up with, I used to tell people, I said, I don't mean no disrespect, but I think the only good thing about kata, perhaps for the children, you teach them some discipline and some repetition of movement, and then you teach them how to do everything they do with the right hand, do with the left hand. Because if you do a kata to the right side, you do the identical thing to the left side. Is that right? Except in Kung Fu and Wushu is different. You just dance, you go around and jump up. But I've never seen any of this. I mean, I know this point fighters are going to be pissed off at me, or a lot of the kata guys are going to be mad at me, but I'm okay with that. I've never seen any of these guys go in U.S. Open Championship and they win all this world titles and katas. Beautiful to watch, very hard to do, but I've never seen them ring. I've never seen them fight or compete because it just doesn't work that way.
Right, you're correct. There's only, I think, a couple great point fighters. Well, look at Steve Wonderboy Thompson. Look at, well, man, I forgot his name. Raymond Daniels. Mm-hmm. He did kata back in the day too. When he was younger, but he became one of the best kickboxing point fighters, kickboxing, and then he went into the UFC. So there's a handful of them. My fighter Jeremy Klaus, he won the US, the ISK US.
He was at your fight.
Yeah, he was one of the judges. Yeah. He came from Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to train with the guy in Bradenton.
Yeah.
I remember the Sifu over there.
Yep. And another kid over there trained with Jeremy. They used to come in.
Jeremy's the one who fought against my guy, Joey Denick.
Yes.
They fought against each other. I remember, yeah.
Yep.
I remember the only...
we got robbed that night.
Yeah, right. Well, we got robbed twice, you got robbed once. How's that? No, I'm just joking. I remember Joey lost his only 2 fights that he lost was to Jeremy.
Yeah.
And for the 3rd time, we went for the title.
Right.
And I remember you said, no way, we're not going to fight him anymore. I said, okay, we'll give you a title fight. You said, okay. But, hey, we're good friends. We've been good friends for many, many years. And this is part of the game that we do and part of what we do. And I'm so proud to have you in my life as a friend. And
Absolutely.
you've definitely been...
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, my friend. So before we go, as... You've done this for so long. I mean, you have trained your own sons, you have great students, great fighters. You have produced some of the best fighters in Florida that I've seen. Especially, I love Galen. He's such a gentleman. He's such a great guy. And but you have a lot of good fighters. Every one of your fighters were just always good and good in shape, good form, good technique. I need you to give a couple of pieces of advice to the younger generation, the people that right now come after us. What would you like to say to them?
Be patient. Don't rush it. A lot of these kids, they want 2, 3 fights, they want to turn pro. I had 35 amateur fights,
Yeah.
And the reason I kept going as an amateur, I mean, I was getting trips to Australia. Why wouldn't I stay an amateur?
Yeah.
I got to go to England.
Yep.
I just tell them to listen to their trainer, train hard, be persistent. If you want it, go get it, and stay humble. I was never one to run out into the ring and jump on the ropes, and that's why we nicknamed Ethan Popcorn because of his exhibition. But,
Definitely.
Yeah, man, and like I said, man, and don't forget where you came from. I had some fighters, champions, that left and went on their own, and 2 of them went to the MMA. What was the other one? UFC and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow a lot of those.
Bellator.
Okay, Bellator, yeah.
Yeah. And then I have Jared Warren. He was my Waco world champion as an amateur.
Yeah.
And he just won. Well, he lost it, but he won 2024.
Yeah, he got the belt. He's
the bare knuckle champion.
World champion title.
Mm-hmm.
And Jared, what a transformation! I mean, he was such a skinny guy. I remember he was like 135 pounds when he fought in the Battle of Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
And the 4th Battle of Tampa Bay at Joe DiMaggio Stadium. I remember he fought. And now I see him as like a monster. I said, oh my God. I'm staying next to him. I said, geez. He's a gentleman too. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
So what's next for you, Erik? I mean, now you've done it all. You've fought for many years. What's next for the promotion for EMK and BCT? Tell me about that.
Well, like I said, you're a great role model with the fights, and that's what we strive for. We busted our ass to make it that way. The next one's going to be even better. It's going to be April 18th, 2026.
I can't wait.
And then we have some guys that we know that are at the Shriners in Tampa. and they want me to put together a little show, kicking and punching for kids. So I've been talking with those guys. We're going to go up next week and look at the arena or whatever they have there, and that's going to be going. I'm not sure what the date is on that, but they're taking care of everything. So, you know, I just want to get these fighters exposed, you know, and keep them busy. And between you and me and El Rey down in Valhalla, Ross Kellen, Raphael, I think the whole West Coast is going to be busy.
Absolutely.
Really busy.
We're going to have fighters. We have right now, for the Battle of Tampa Bay, we have 11 coaches from different schools bringing fighters. Wow. We have 20 bouts, and I'm really, really excited about it. And thanks again for your support.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's a sexy ring you use too.
Uh-huh.
I said it's a sexy ring you use too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you guys get new steps now. For God's sake, I went to a show. I don't want to mention a name. I went to a show a month ago. They didn't have turnbuckle covers.
I know you
They
told
have
me.
no steps. I mean, and I'm short, and I'm trying to jump on the ring. I could not get on the ring to talk to my fighters. I told Nick, I said, Nick, you get on the top and talk to them. I didn't want to talk to them. I said, I cannot get up. He had to hold his hands. It's embarrassing, you know, for me to try to get on top of the ring. But no, you guys are great, man. Thank you so much for taking the time on the weekend to come with your family here. It's always good to have you, my friend. I truly, truly love you, buddy, as a brother. You're a good man. And for the viewers, thanks for joining us again for this episode. And please go on YouTube and subscribe to our channel, or you could listen to this or watch this show on Spotify as well. Until next time, God bless you guys. Love you guys. Thanks for everything.
Peace out.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.